What is your American dream?
I would like to see a society that is run not for profits, but for human rights, the right to health, the right to education, the right to housing, the right to age gracefully, the right to take care of young children so that the burden doesn't fall on the family, primarily women. So a society that is based not on profits, but on human need.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. I am mad. I am mad. Now I'm okay. Yo, welcome. Yo, welcome.
There we go. Oh, whoa.
What?
We're kind of matching.
We are.
And I'm like kind of dressed up.
And I'm not.
Actually, I will be answering the questions
and
today.
You are happy today.
I'm always happy.
You are very happy today.
I have my coffee.
You are very happy today.
I have my coffee. That
yes.
that actually helps a lot. I just realized, because sometimes if I don't have my coffee before the show, I'm like, because I have to do so much before.
I didn't have any coffee.
Ooh!
No coffee.
Y'all pleased with these calls?
Yeah, you better be good to me today.
You better be good to Brad.
You better be good to me today.
Today ain't the day.
Ain't the day. That's what I feel like.
Yeah? Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm seeing green.
Green.
Wow.
No, it's my eyes you're looking at.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're so lucky. I wish I had colored eyes. Shoot.
It's called contacts. Yo, you can change the color of
Definitely
your eyes.
did that in high school, but I'm a grown-ass man now. If I didn't wear colored contacts, it'd be a problem.
I don't. These are my colors.
Yes.
All right, let's say hello to the squad. British Everblessed Davis, squad up. Dion Reed, squad up. Jessica Leamy, how are you? Squad up. Joyce Henry, squad up. Christy Consali, squad up. How are you? And Dion Reed, squad up. On YouTube, Jessica Leamy Joel, squad up. Jamie Barr, squad up. How are you? Alonco Steven saying hello. Susie Q Mac, squad up. How are you? Tamasi Baba, Ayatol Radmood, Kevar Harris, Chitty Chickamama. Can anyone share the link? Yes, you can share the link as much as you want.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll explain it all to you.
I will.
Go ahead, Yo.
All right. Yes. All right. Absolutely. You guys can share the link. That's exactly what we want you to do. We want you to share the link so we can get the show out to any and everybody. It's super easy. All you have to do, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, just click that little arrow that says share, and you can share it to anybody's social media page. You can text it to people. Let's all do this now. All right. Let's do it now, because we can help people all over the world. Are we going to continue, or are you going to continue to say hi?
I said hello.
Oh, you said hello.
It's one of those days.
So
Continue.
One of those days. All right, y'all. So like I said.
I've said all my hellos already.
There you go. All right.
Yes.
So like I said, make sure you guys share, because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad. We're going to talk headlines and latest news, including the newest USCIS guidelines for expedition of application of
expedite.
Expedite. Yeah, that's what I was like.
Expedition would be if you're going on a trip.
That's what I thought.
To like Antarctica.
You're right. To expedite.
Expedite.
All right. See, I told you. All right, yes. So USCIS guidelines to for expediting applications or petitions for immigration cases. And today is Wednesday, so you already know what that means.
It's Hump Day.
It's Hump Day. We're gonna let the camels out.
Got a huge hump.
Look at
What just happened?
My phone just like flew out because Hump Day excites me.
Excuse
Come
me.
over here, Brad. Come on. This is what you guys want. If you had no female co-host, there's going to be 2 guys talking about, get over here,
No,
Brad.
I'm out. No. Not if you're that excited.
I'm that excited, guys. All right, so we're going to be celebrating what we've gotten to the, we're celebrating we got to the middle of the week, basically, and we're going to talk some racy stories.
We have it, yeah.
Yes, including that of a former race car driver turned adult film star.
Yes, and of course you can give us a call at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. You can also call us at +1 212-227-8933. And later in the show, we're going to hear the second half of Yonathan's discussion with certified business and life coach and author of the stories of immigrant women entrepreneurs in the United States of America, Saloua Ibaline, about her immigration story coming from Morocco to Belgium to the United States of America.
You better look at your Facebook comments. You already know who's up in arms.
Some people who I didn't
One
call out.
One person in particular.
Jessica
The
Kalimi.
sweetest. The sweetest. What
cat-
is sweet?
the-
What is sweet that we like to eat?
The tiger.
Sweet that we like to eat.
It's apple pie.
There you go.
I don't know. There's a lot of sweet squatties.
Sweet that we like to eat.
Oh! I thought you meant like who's a sweet person.
Of
I mean,
course,
we
yeah.
lots of people, lots of sweet
That's
people.
like saying which is the best
Right.
looking. Everybody.
Right? No,
Shoot.
but everyone's
Yes.
nice. I didn't know who you were talking about.
Yes, it's
Squat
apple
up
pie.
to everybody. It's one of those days, Yo-Yo.
Is it? I feel great.
You feel great?
I do.
You do?
We're twinning.
We're twinning.
Yeah.
Your phone's back there.
It's back there.
What are you gonna do if you have you ever had a situation where you haven't had your phone for a day?
Yeah, remember we talked about that.
Yeah, you start twitching. When
it was horrible.
And at what point
horrible.
do you start twitching?
At the point where I can
Find it.
Yeah, it's just literally it's bad though. That's bad.
It happened to me today.
Today?
Yes, because it's just not my day.
Oh man.
Yeah, I came to the office and I'm like, where's my phone? And I could have sworn I had it with me.
Did you leave it at home?
I left it at home.
So you went back home to get it?
Yes. But
luckily, you live close by.
I live close by. But
that would be horrible for me.
But I want you to know, for 15 minutes, I thought I lost it.
Oh,
and as I'm walking back to my apartment, and I'm like, and you feel like you've lost a loved one.
Yeah.
It's like
It's bad.
It's very bad.
But that feeling when you find it,
You're like, oh, thank
there's nothing like
You're
it.
like, thank
the
God.
satisfaction.
Yes, thank God.
Yes.
Do you get like that? When
Do you see how I'm talking about this? Just like it happened to me. I feel like it happened to me. 'Cause it's PTSD. I've lost my phone.
By the
many
way, I
times.
now have to call out a lot of sweet people.
You see?
All right.
We weren't talking about sweet people.
Now I got to call out a lot of sweet people. Dionne Reed, she's sweet. Christy Gonzalez, of course, sweet. Jessica Kalimi, I already called her out as sweet.
I done got you in trouble.
Who else
I got Brad in trouble.
Who else is watching that's sweet? Denise Brown, of course, is sweet. Violet Blackwood, sweet as sweet can be. Arlene Dillon, sweet. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh my gosh.
Y'all all sweet.
Zion Child with a question, I'm sure, is also a sweet person. Dionne Reed, sweet. Ibrahim Boya, sweet. Ortiz Maia, sweet. They're all sweet. Everybody.
Yes, I agree.
Jewel Delph,
Sweet.
jewel of a woman.
Yes.
If she's a woman. I don't even know if Jewel Delph is a woman. Jewel of a human being.
There you go.
How's that?
There you go.
Melanie Abiola, Aline, sweet. Right?
There we go.
I mean, who's not? Who is not here? Tanya Love, the name with love, of course. Teresa Gilbert, sweet.
All right, Brad. Everybody's sweet.
Everybody. Even on YouTube, Teresa Smith. Sweet or not sweet, Teresa Smith?
Pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet, right? Well, everybody. Joan Grant, sweet or not sweet?
Sweet.
Sweet. Susie Q. Mack,
Sweet.
Sweet.
All right.
All right. And later, all right. You ready to start schmoozing?
Let's schmooze.
All right. All right, so we're going to start off with some immigration news because we get these questions all the time, Yo-Yo.
Mm-hmm.
How do you expedite your case? Let me repeat this again. We get this all the time. How can I expedite my case? My case is stuck at the National Visa Center. My case is stuck with immigration. I haven't gotten an interview. I haven't gotten my work permit. We're documentarily qualified. When am I going to get an interview? And I say to everybody all the time, do a humanitarian expedite and give your saddest story. Isn't that my answer?
Yep.
Well, yesterday, USCIS actually came out with rules on what is a sad reason.
Ah.
Right. They didn't say it in that many words.
Okay.
Okay, but they came out with the criteria that they will agree to expedite a case if you present this criteria. And it came out for the first time. They never really had criteria before.
I know.
It was just, give us your reason and we'll figure it out after we read it and we'll decide if we're moved or not. Now they have...
And that would be a horrible feeling, not knowing if your case is,
right.
good
enough. So now they have put down criteria.
Nice.
So is everybody ready for this criteria? How many times are we going to get calls today about it anyway, right? We're going to still get calls about it anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm going to answer all those questions right now. All right, so how do you expedite your case? You have to show one of four criteria. One is financial loss. Financial loss to your employer. And actually, USCIS gives an example. For example, if you are a medical doctor or medical personnel and you can't renew your work permit and you now cannot show up to work, that could be a financial loss to your employer because they're counting on the doctor to show up to work. They're counting on the registered nurse to show up to work, that they can't refill that position that quickly. That could be a reason to expedite it, financial loss. Another reason, so it's not so much that you're going to be fired from your job, it's also how is the job going to be affected by you not coming to work. So when you're going to do your work permit and you're saying they're going to fire me, I don't have work permission, it's you get and I used to say get a letter saying you're going to lose your job. It's I'm going to lose my job plus this is the financial loss. This is what's going to happen to the company when I can't show up to work. Okay, then if you present it properly, then they will expedite the case. What are you laughing at?
The fact that you losing your job and you not having the money, isn't enough. Like they actually,
not enough.
It's more so the company that's going to lose the money.
Right.
That's what they care about. But
that's right.
At least you guys know.
Right. It comes down to, I'm going to read the rule. Okay, severe financial loss is where the losses to the company is going to lose critical public benefits or services that you're providing. Doctor, nurse.
So I guess then
bus driver. It could be anything.
People. Yeah.
I mean, you could be a bus driver and use that as well.
Yeah.
You could be an important part of a restaurant. I mean, it just has to be presented properly. There's an expedited treatment based on humanitarian reasons. I always say, give it your sad reason. Okay. So now they have told you, now in this new rule, what is the sad reasons that they will consider. Illness. You're sick. You need your relative to take care of you. A disability. Again, you're disabled. You need someone to come and take care of you, or your relative is disabled and they have nobody to take care of the person who's getting the green card. Or there's some sort of extreme living condition where either you or your relative are living in. Some severe economic condition or severe living condition, whether maybe it's a dangerous country, a dangerous area, they don't have a home, they got kicked out, something severe that is beyond the normal normal living conditions.
Yeah.
And if you could present that, they would expedite the case. A death in the family, that's another humanitarian reason to expedite a case. A critical need to travel for medical treatment that you can't get in the country where you're living. That would be another reason. An emergency may include an urgent need to expedite employment authorization as well, for example, as we used before, healthcare workers. If a nonprofit organization seeking to expedite a benefit request must demonstrate an urgent need for the beneficiary's specific role within the nonprofit, again, same thing as for a for-profit. What is going to happen to this company or nonprofit company if you don't show up to work?
That is.
And lastly, if a U.S. government agency gets involved, they can request it on your behalf as well. So those are the sad reasons. I always say, come up with your saddest reason. I have now listed what the sad reasons that they would consider to expedite your case. If you can put together something like that, file for the expedite.
Yeah.
So those are the new rules as of yesterday, Yo-Yo.
Well, at least, I will say that I'm happy that they did give, criteria
Guidance.
and they gave
Little
a little guidance, even though I don't agree. And some people in the comments feel the same way. Marge Hicks said this is BS. Why not how you are going to be affected? And Elizabeth Francis also said it's about the company and not you, the individual. I feel like that's horrible because companies could always rehire people. They have grants, they have loans, they can manage. But an individual who's losing their job, I feel, is a little bit more severe to me. But at least you guys got guidance now.
But I want you to know something. I agree with them. I'm not saying what immigration came up with is the right thing. I'm just reporting it as it is. Mm-hmm. All right. First of all, we shouldn't have a situation where work permits take 7, 8, 9 months.
That part.
That's a whole other situation. Meanwhile, or people are documentarily qualified waiting for an interview for 18, 24 months. I mean, shouldn't be.
Like a lose-lose.
Meanwhile, remember a few months ago we said that El Salvador is going to be the first country that is making Bitcoin their currency. Yeah,
did they do it?
They did it.
Wow.
And you know what happened with Bitcoin since they've done it?
What went up?
It went down by more than 50%.
Went down?
Went down by more than 50% from its peak.
They pissed. Like what?
From its peak in November.
What?
The cryptocurrency market as a whole has lost more than $1 trillion in the last 90 days. Bitcoin was worth in November about $68,000. Today, it's worth approximately $36,000. And the problem with Bitcoin is its speculation. It's the value of Bitcoin. Its value is because someone says this is what it's valued, because someone's willing to pay X amount of dollars for this, because this is the value of a Bitcoin. But there's nothing underlying why Bitcoin would be 30,000 or 40 or 50. It's just supply and demand because somebody says it's worth that. Versus, if you buy a stock, for example, okay, you can value a stock because the company sells a product and the company, how much the company is going to make. So you know what the value of that stock is. So Bitcoin is just speculation. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? And El Salvador pegged their entire economy
that was so weird to me.
To speculation. Remember we talked about it and we're like, how are people going to have access to computers? How are they going to get the Bitcoin?
Wi-Fi out there is like, finicky, just like how it is, in other countries. And the fact that they spent, $85 million on that, come on. Yeah,
they spent $85.5 million on Bitcoin since adopting the cryptocurrency as legal tender in September. The country has paid an average of $47,500 for Bitcoin. It's now about $36,000.
I couldn't even imagine the older people, young people, at least we can get real savvy with technology super fast.
So the International Monetary Fund urged El Salvador to end their experiment with
So what's that mean?
Bitcoin.
They wasted the money?
They
and
wasted
don't-
all their money.
Come on. You
They
see?
wasted all their money. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, what El Salvador is going to do. And quite frankly, Bitcoin is so volatile. In 3-4 months from now, it could be back 68,000. Who knows? Nobody knows. I know, for example, Goldman Sachs says at some point, Bitcoin is going to overtake gold as the choice of people who are trying to, gold is going to go down in value as Bitcoin goes up, because people who would generally buy gold are now going to buy Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going to end up being the gold of the 21st century, at least according to Goldman Sachs, which is a very famous, investment bank. And they claim Bitcoin's going to go up to $100,000.
Did they also claim that this would happen, that it would go down like this?
And you want to know why? It's because interest rates are starting to peak back up.
Right.
So the easy money of borrowing, very easy money, is going to go down as interest rates go up. Bitcoin will go down, but who knows what'll happen? I have no idea.
We don't know. Well, we have no.
There's a lot more to it than what I just explained.
The only person who does is.
That's right. but now the president has from El Salvador. He shot back on Twitter. He said most people go in when the price is up, but the safest and most profitable moment is to buy when the price is down. It's not rocket science. So El Salvador is doubling down. They're doubling down on Bitcoin. Their entire country.
Yeah, that's it. Didn't make any sense to me when we spoke about it.
But it's just because it's too volatile.
Yeah,
it's too volatile, especially for such a poor country.
It does not make any sense.
Yeah. And Dawn Harry's like, what happens to people who've already invested? They lose their money.
That's what I'm saying.
It's called investment.
Crazy.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it won't go back up again. It's extraordinarily volatile.
Yeah.
Extraordinarily volatile. Can you imagine, like, if the United States Social Security Fund was invested in Bitcoin, and then one day President Biden says, "Oh, we invested all your Social Security money in Bitcoin and went down. Sorry,
you lose your money.
You lose your money, or your pension. How many people pay into the pensions, right?
Yeah.
So pensions, they buy bonds, they buy stocks because you can value what that's going to be.
My thing is, they didn't have they couldn't vote on this, huh? They definitely didn't have any type of voting process to change their currency to Bitcoin, right?
I don't know enough about El Salvador.
If they didn't, then that's super foul.
And Justice Stephen Breyer, he's set to retire from the Supreme Court. He's one of the 3 liberal judges. He got pressured. He's 83 years old. He got pressured to retire now while the Democrats control the president and both houses of Congress. They want to nominate a younger liberal judge who will be on the Supreme Court for decades. They don't want to see what happened with Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she stayed till she was 87, refused to retire, and then passed away in the last year of the Obama administration. And because the Republicans controlled the Senate, they refused to put anybody up for a vote for the Supreme Court. Remember, it was 4-4 at one point, and they waited for Trump to become president, and that's when Trump started his rollout of 3 conservative judges, which is why we're getting decisions that we're getting now.
Right.
So they didn't want to have a situation where Breyer stays on at the Supreme Court as an 83-year-old man, passes away when the Democrats are not in control, and now all of a sudden there's another conservative judge who gets nominated for the Supreme Court of the United States. So right now the Democrats have a window of about 7-8 months to nominate somebody. It is going to be, based on what Joe Biden is saying, a black woman.
Hey.
Yes. He said when Joe Biden was losing the Democratic primaries and he was going to South Carolina, and he said, if I don't win South Carolina, I may not win this. And he came out in South Carolina and he said, if he is elected president, his first Supreme Court opening, he is going to nominate a black American woman to be Supreme Court judge. And that, many people believe, propelled him to victory in South Carolina in the Democratic primary, because a majority of the Democratic primary voters in South Carolina are black.
Yeah.
So that propelled him all the way to the presidency, that promise.
You better keep that word.
If he doesn't keep that word,
better keep that word.
If he doesn't keep that word, I don't want to say they're going to burn down the White House, but but they're going to burn down the White. Someone's going to,
Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it won't
be pretty.
The short list, at least according to the news, we don't know what the short list is, but according to the news, at least the short list is Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, 51. She was confirmed last year to the powerful Washington, D.C. based appellate court. She once served as a law clerk for Justice Breyer. He's the justice who's retiring, and also worked as an assistant federal public defender. Another possibility would be Justice Leandra Kruger, 45. If you hear all the ages, all young women.
Yeah.
Because they want liberal judges to stay there for decades.
For at least 3 decades.
At least 3 decades.
Yeah.
She serves as the California Supreme Court and a veteran of the U.S. Solicitor General's office.
I like it.
J. Michelle Childs, a judge on South Carolina's federal court, was just nominated by Biden to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia. Other names that have been floated are District Judge Wilhelmina Mimi Wright, a judge on Minnesota's Federal District Court. Other names that have been floated also are Judge Eunice Lee, a former New York public defender, whom Biden nominated to the Second Circuit. Justice Judge Candace Jackson Akawumi, an alumni of Chicago Public Defender's Office, and Sherilyn Eiffel, a civil rights attorney who recently announced plans to step down from her role as president director of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. All relatively young.
Yes.
Smart.
Yes.
Well-educated.
Yes.
Black jurists. Women.
Black girl power.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
We'll
see who gets it. But I hope it's somebody with a very strong liberal bent. I assume they're going to have that.
Yeah.
And COVID, they're giving out free masks now. Yonathan. Where? Right now, the U.S. government has made a contract with Myers and Hy-Vee stores. I know Myers stores. Hy-Vee, Hy-Vee. I don't know who that is.
Me either.
And also expected at Walgreens on Friday. It is coming from the U.S. government stockpile. You can go to any one of these 3 stores and obtain a supply of N95 masks.
Ooh.
For free.
I need those.
For free.
I need some N95s.
Yes. And yesterday, vaccine makers Pfizer and BioNTech, that does the Pfizer shot, announced plans to test an Omicron-specific vaccine in people. The issue with vaccines, I don't know what's going to happen, is, based on, at least Moderna just came out recently and said that their vaccine efficacy, meaning that how well it works, starts to wane after 6 months. Mm-hmm. Are we going to have to keep taking shots every 6 months or 9 months or 12 months? Hopefully that's not going to be the case.
That would be a lot.
And they just came out, interestingly enough, with one of the first new polls on attitudes about COVID. And I read the polls and I thought it was very interesting. And they haven't really done these polls about people's attitudes in the United States of America about how they feel about COVID. And the morning, a poll by the Morning Consult of 4,411 Americans in January of 2022, old and young people living in the United States of America, this is what they found out. If they asked the question, how worried are you about getting sick from COVID within the next year? Believe it or not, the people who were the most concerned were ages 18 to 34.
Wow.
And the people least concerned are generally the people who are scientifically supposed to be the most concerned are people plus 65. Odd, isn't that?
Very odd.
The plausible explanation for the discrepancy seems to be political ideology. Younger people seem to be Democrats. Older people seem to be Republicans. And Republicans are less likely to be concerned about COVID than Democrats.
Okay.
Now, across most demographic groups, Americans have broadly similar attitudes towards COVID. It's just not true of young and old, but also of men and women. It's just completely not true across everything. Democrats were asked, as we deal with Omicron, I am going to make changes to my normal activity or continue my normal activity. Democrats said they were going to, 65% of Democrats said they were going to make changes to their normal activity. Only 30% of Republicans said that. Now, the COVID vaccines are remarkably effective at preventing serious illness. If you're vaccinated, your chance of getting severely sick are extremely low. We've talked about that a lot. Even among people 65 and older, the combination of vaccines' effectiveness and the Omicron variant's relative mildness means that COVID, at least in this time period of Omicron, now appears to present less danger than getting seasonal flu. Wow. So if you are vaccinated and boosted, you have less chance of getting hospitalized from COVID than you do from the seasonal flu. For the unvaccinated, however, because we've said this time and time again, this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. COVID is worse than any other virus that is out there, common virus that's out there right now. It has killed more than 865,000 Americans, and it is the #1 cause of death in the United States, above cancer and heart disease, for the unvaccinated. But if you look at Americans' level of worry of getting sick by vaccination status, a majority of the boosted say they are worried about getting sick, yet a majority of the unvaccinated say they are not worried about getting sick. What does that have to say? That if you're not vaccinated, you're likely to get sick, and they're not worried about it. And if you are, but the misinformation goes both ways. Because if you're vaccinated and boosted, the statistics, at least at this point with Omicron, suggest you have a less chance of being hospitalized than getting the flu.
Yeah.
You could get sick. We talked about that a lot. No one says you're not going to be prevented from getting sick, but it is unlikely you're going to die or get severely ill if you have the vaccine and the booster. Yet people with the vaccine and booster are most scared of getting sick.
Right.
Weird.
That's very weird.
Right? All right, let's do Hump Day.
All right.
You ready? We have some camels?
Let them out.
It's Hump Day. It's Hump Day. It's Hump Day.
All right, so our first story is about the Dallas Cowboys, Yonathan.
Okay.
The football team.
Uh-huh.
They lost, unfortunately. Lost 23-17 to the 49ers 2 Sundays ago. They were eliminated from the NFL playoffs. Many of their fans were very, very sad. One fan in particular, they were showing on social media, and you see him holding a woman. Looks like he's going to break down in tears. He's all upset.
Yep.
He's very upset that his Cowboys lost. And this is going around social media. The fans are despondent.
Right.
The problem is that wasn't his girlfriend.
Ah, that's a huge problem.
That was his side chick, at least according to his girlfriend. His girlfriend, Miss Karina, says, "Hi everyone. Yes, this is my trash ex, who is a serial cheater, and that's his side chick.
Golly.
We are no longer together. We haven't been for a while, but he continues to lie every day, just like he lied about his trip when he swore he was going up with his guys. He also told me he had cut this girl off, but clearly that was another lie. I normally wouldn't post my business, but literally my phone is blowing up off the hook, and while I appreciate you guys sending me this picture, I don't need to see it anymore."
Yeah. Good luck on that, because this is literally everywhere online.
Now, a couple of tweets. One tweet said, "LMAO, this dude took 2 losses in one day."
Right.
2 L's in one day. Another tweet said, "We haven't been in a while means my man has moved on and everyone saw him on with a different girl and I have to make it look like I don't care." And one other tweet says, if he brings that girl to an NFL playoff game in primo seats, maybe Miss Karina was the side chick.
Ooh.
Right?
Dang.
Right? Maybe she was the side chick. Regardless of what went down, there's one thing we know is true. The sad Cowboys fan, maybe cheating guy photo is set to meme for years and years to come.
Yeah, that's...
He is a permanent meme.
I know, he probably was like, damn, what? They got me on TV? Because you don't expect that.
Permanent meme.
You don't expect that. If you go in, on a date with your side chick, you don't expect to be blasted on national TV.
Well, yeah, but also, you know what? They went into a stadium with 100,000 people. I mean, you got to be a little suspicious that, all right, if you're with the side chick, maybe I'll bump into somebody here. I mean, there's 100,000 people. Maybe somebody would see me.
But, when you're a serial cheater, you just don't care.
You don't care.
Nah, we'll be good.
Right.
They like to play. That kind of gives them, I guess, like some kind of adrenaline.
I don't know why you would go to a public place.
That's when you know you a dog. When you don't care.
You're a dog, right?
Yeah.
You're a dog.
Yeah. The haircut like that.
That basically sums it up. Yes. Right. I wonder if he and this woman are still together. Has
the side chick?
Has he come out? We don't know if he's come out and said anything. Has he made an announcement? Has the side chick made an announcement?
I would have not said anything.
You would not have said anything? Well, that picture's not going away because I've seen that picture 100 times.
Same year.
Right? I've seen that 100 times already. I didn't know that was his side chick. Yeah, I just found that. I found out the backstory now, but I've seen that picture.
Trifling.
Meanwhile, of course, in the UK, there's a woman by the name of Abby Bella. She claims that she has now fallen in love with an alien after it swept her into an unidentified flying object and also swept her right off her feet. Bored by the pandemic and unimpressed by the offerings on Earth, there was no man on Earth that could satisfy Abby Bella. She said that she joked online about wanting an alien to abduct me. And before long, she began to have dreams of a white light. And then last year, on May 31st, Bella says she heard a voice in her dream. It commanded her to, quote, wait in the usual spot. Bella had never heard that voice before, and yet she says she knew exactly what it meant. Bella said, the next evening I sat next to my open window and waited. And as Bella began to fall asleep around midnight, a flying saucer swept into view. Before Bella knew it, she wasn't in her bedroom any longer. There was a bright green beam which transported her to a UFO. Now, most might be alarmed by such a turn of events, but not Bella, Abby Bella. She was excited, she explained on her YouTube channel. I'm one of these people who all my life have had these weird encounters. We have a video of this.
I don't call him like my boyfriend because that's like inadequate. A lover is also inadequate, but for now we can just, because it's all about love, it's not about like anything else, and it's like such a different level, so much higher than us that I can't even describe it. But so what happened on the spaceship is I saw that being, and it was beautiful to behold, and I can't tell you exactly what they look like. I'm not allowed to say, and also they do change shape.
Now, Bella had a sketch artist, I guess like a police sketch artist, draw this out for her.
I thought she said she
drew it herself. Somebody drew this out for her.
Oh, she's gonna get in trouble.
Okay, so she describes. She describes her alien boyfriend as having big eyes with irises, kind of like a snake-like gaze. But she says she's love-struck. She was not frightened. She's in love. There was one who connected with me, she said. I didn't get his name, but I felt the love. She felt the love. Now, I don't know if Bella... I don't know. I'm taking guesses, Yonathan. Do you believe it is more plausible, okay, that Bella was swept off her feet or swept off of a table after a drinking drug binge?
I think the latter.
You think the latter? I mean...
John Harriet says she probably was just dreaming.
Yeah.
Which could be a dream.
It could have been a dream.
There are dreams where it feels real. Yeah.
Right. Now, she said she was only on the UFO for 20 minutes, which is basically what a dream lasts with anyway. And back on Earth, she's bemoaning the gaping difference between the aliens and the Earthmen. Aliens offer that extra quality of care that the men on Earth just are not providing her.
Jessica Leamy says she's so desperate for a Valentine's Day.
Now, Bella has noted that she might be squeamish about Earth relationships, but some people just may not be ready to date an alien. But she says, interspecies dating, it's the way to go.
And you know what's crazy?
What?
There are human beings who would still want to date her. That is alarming.
But she doesn't want to date them. She wants to date Snake Man in the UFO.
I'm saying that's fine because that's her, prerogative. But there are creeps out there that like this kind of weird stuff. It's like, ooh, she likes aliens. I want to date her now. I would never.
Now, what's interesting is that when we were all home during the pandemic, apparently we were visiting more often by aliens and UFOs than ever before. I don't know why the aliens and the UFOs decided to come in the middle of the pandemic.
Let me tell you, I was in the house for 4 months straight without even going out to get groceries. An alien came and got me too. All right?
But alien sightings surged during the pandemic.
Well, when you're going crazy at home by yourself, aliens come to play with you.
The UFO Center, the National UFO Center, reported that sightings jumped from 1,000 in 2020 to 7,200 alien encounters during quarantine pandemic.
And that shows how many people went crazy during the pandemic.
Exactly. Now, driving from a spaceship to race cars, there's a race car driver by the name of Renee Gracie. She hung up her race car helmet and she cashed in with OnlyFans as a porn star. And she told TMZ Sports that her career as a race car driver was so toxic that it forced her to go to porn. That's how toxic race car driving was. The 26-year-old Australian spoke about her time as a race car driver and why she transitioned to porn. She revealed that she had to go through a process to become comfortable in her new career as a porn performer. She says, I left for many reasons. It was a toxic environment, difficult for a female, obviously. I got treated differently than everybody else. It was just an extremely taxing environment and an industry that is unfortunate for my mental health. Now, her story is amazing because she used to be a driver for Paul Morris Motorsport Racing Team, where she raced for several years. In 2017, she jumped to another team, Dragon Motorsport. Renee eventually left the sport, but admits she was down on her luck for a while before she turned to OnlyFans. So many people turning to OnlyFans and making a fortune.
So let me tell you, I have a friend who was a basketball player up in Canada, so it wasn't like the NBA.
You mentioned him before.
And he does not regret leaving the league to become an OnlyFans porn star because he is a millionaire now, and he wasn't making nowhere close to what he's making. Nothing close to what he's making just being naked and doing some crazy stuff. Now, she said
making the money was a slow progression. She never had the intention of going out to make a lot of money, but now she's raking it in.
Yeah.
And despite sometimes pining for the speed and competition of racing, the adult film star says she's absolutely confident she made the right career decision. The stunner. She a stunner? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a stunner. Revealed that she had around 20,000 subscribers who pay her $5 each.
Jeez.
Meaning that she's making $120,000 a month from subscriptions.
And that's just now. It's going to go up.
It's going to go up?
It's definitely going to. Well, look, we're talking about her.
Now, Renee said in August last year she made almost $10 million in total since starting her career in 2019. She's purchased 3 houses. All right, that's it for now. You'll check us out next week on OnlyFans.
You playing, but I am thinking about it.
I want you to know something. Everybody on the Brad Squad would give you $5 every week for OnlyFans. That's thousands of people right there.
That is.
That's thousands
of people. But can I still be on the show?
No, you cannot be on our show if you're doing porn on OnlyFans. This is a family show. Except for about 15 minutes. Except for about 15 minutes during Hump Day.
Right.
All right.
So
But
I would only be invited on Wednesdays.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. And I don't know what this is about. Let's see. Until she experienced a 2017 sex party at the now closed Chelsea, New York sex club, Decadence. Dana Humphrey had 4 previous lovers in her life and was a self-described serial monogamist. Now she writes in a book called My Awakening that she has now, in her new memoir, My All Beings Be Fed, Playing with Consciousness by Dana Humphrey. That's the name of the book.
Yes,
that's it right there. There it is. The 38-year-old chronicles her sudden transition from a woman who needed to be told what a 3-way kiss was into a spiritual and sensual being who indulged in wild simultaneous sex with people of both genders. She told the New York Post she authored the book to be so solid in my truth and help remove the stigma of polygamy, the practice of engaging in multiple relationships with the consent of everyone taking part. I think she would have been better off on OnlyFans than writing a book.
Well, I mean, no.
But maybe this book goes, top seller. I don't know.
I don't think she's doing it for the money. I think that now she feels,
she feels liberated.
She feels liberated. She, 38 years old and you were a serial monogamous. Now you are a polyamorous type of person.
What does that mean? That means you just be with anybody.
Poly. Like you can have
anybody.
More than one, boyfriends. So I'm here for it.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. That's our hump day for the day.
Yep.
Alien abductions, yo-yo. Sex and spaceships.
Out of this world.
Out of this world. In this edition of TikTok Time, I answer someone who wants to know if they can come to the United States on a visitor's visa to marry their American citizen girlfriend. Now, this video we posted 13 days ago, less than 2 weeks ago, and has had over 1 million views on TikTok. 1 million views. 1 million views. You ever see that in Austin Powers? I will hold you hostage.
$1 million.
1 million views in 13 days or less. Let's watch.
You cannot enter the United States on a visitor's visa with the intention of getting married. That's the number 1 rule you have to know. That's a misrepresentation. Now, if you come to the United States to visit and more than 90 days lapses, meaning you're in the United States more than 90 days, and then you change your mind and you say, I'm in love with this woman, I want to get my green card now, then yes, you can get married. The law presumes you changed your mind. If the marriage happens more than 90 days after your entry into the United States, then you go buy a license, you go get married, you file an adjustment application, you get your work permit in about 6 months, travel documentation in about 6 months, and in approximately 1 year, or a little more than 1 year, you get an interview for a green card where you have to prove you have a bona fide marriage with your spouse. That is, you live together and have a financial relationship together.
And that was a pretty good video for Hump Day.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It was a good Hump Day video. 1 million views. And of course, you can subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to TikTok.
Yes, make sure you guys do that.
Brad Show Live.
Super easy.
Super, super easy. Mm-hmm. All right, you ready to do some meat and potatoes?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Ibrahim in Lewiston, Maine. Ibrahim.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you for answering my question. So I have a question. I applied I came here as a 2-year green card, and I applied I turned 51, and it's still pending. Now it's 3 years anniversary of the green card holder. I wanted to apply my N400 citizenship naturalization.
You got divorced from your spouse?
Yes. So
okay. But now your I-751's pending 3 years, so you've had a permanent residence for 5 years, correct?
No, I had a permanent residence for 3 years.
Okay, no. If you're divorced from your spouse...
No, I came here as a K-1 visa. I applied adjustment of status.
When did you adjust your status? Let's go back, because maybe I'm not misunderstanding the dates. When did you adjust your status? When did you get that conditional green card?
I got conditional green card April 2019.
April 2019. So in
Yeah.
April 2021, you filed to remove the conditions. You're coming up on the third year of a permanent residence, but you have since divorced your spouse, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You cannot file for your citizenship until 5 years. So if you got your green card in April 2019, you can't file for your citizenship 90 days before April 2024.
No, I didn't divorce. I didn't divorce my wife. We are still married. I'm still pending.
You are together in a bona fide marriage with your wife?
Yeah.
Oh, then I misunderstood. That's what I misunderstood. Then yes, go file your citizenship.
Yeah. So my question was, do I have to add, because of when I apply the I-751, they send me what they call I-797C notice of
Wait,
access.
you're giving me too many numbers and you're breaking up.
Oh,
You are.
so they
are.
send me after applying. So I want to apply the naturalization now. So what I wanted to ask you was, do I have to add the biometric reuse when I apply? And
What you need to do when you file for your naturalization is you need to prove that you and your wife today are still in a bona fide marriage, and you have to continue to be in a bona fide marriage every day through your interview and the day you swear in.
So do I have to add this 18-month extension letter? For
Yes.
registration?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
That was
All of that to say, do I have to copy my extension notice? Yes, on your application. Sam in Chicago.
Hey, how are you? How are you
How are
doing?
you?
I'm great. Quick question. I finished my stock interview today and everything went well. I have an I-485, but the officer told me we can't do anything. We're just going to send you a letter and you have to go over the 485. So I don't know now the process if there is another interview again for the
No,
485.
there's no interview. They're either going to send you an approval letter or they're going to send you a denial letter explaining why the interview did not go as well as you thought it did. Now, obviously, you said it went well, so I presume you're correct, so you should presume that you will get an approval in the mail.
Oh, but I still have to fight against the 485.
You don't have to fight anything. Your case is done. You're just waiting on a decision now.
No, I'm sorry, because I have an asylum case before it. It's in removal procedure.
Oh, you're in removal right now.
No, yeah, like there is no decision because it's got on hold.
So you have to get the approval of the I-130, then you have to go back to the judge, withdraw your asylum, and adjust your status before the judge.
Yeah, no interview or anything. But should I contact the USCIS for the judge, or they gonna contact me?
No, you wait on the approval, and then you make a motion to the judge and say, "Here's my approval."
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Mark in the Bronx. Mark in the Bronx.
Yeah,
Hi,
how you doing,
are you?
Uncle Bert?
you
Doing
doing?
good. I have one question. So, what do you mean the case I-130 reopen or reconsideration?
What does motion to reopen and reconsider mean? Is that your question?
Yes.
Well, when you get a case denied, you can sometimes appeal it. An appeal would go to a higher authority, and you say, based on everything I submitted, I think they made the wrong decision. On a motion to reconsider, you're making not an appeal to a higher authority, you're making an appeal to the same person who already denied you. And you're saying, please reconsider your decision. I think you made the wrong decision. Let me explain to you why. A motion to reopen is, again, not an appeal to a higher authority. It's an appeal right back to the same person who denied your case. But in this particular situation, instead of saying you made the wrong decision based on what was in front of you, you're saying you made a wrong decision because you didn't have all the evidence in front of you. I want to add this additional evidence that if you saw this, you would change your mind. So there's appeal, there's motion to reconsider, and a motion to reopen. Those are three different things. Motions to reopen and reconsider go back to the same person. Appeals go to a higher authority.
Okay, if it's someone who never requested any emotion, but the cases show that is the case was reopened.
Say it again.
I say if somebody never requested any evidence, so they say that the case is said your case was reopened.
Then what happened is that somebody at immigration took a look at the case after and made their own motion and said, we made an error, we're going to fix it and reopen your case.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I have a friend again, so he filed an asylum since 2014, but he never received any interview letter.
Yeah, he's not going to for years and years unless he does a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus.
Okay, thank you, Uncle Brad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to Eunice in Jersey City.
Yeah, Mr. Brad, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay. I have a case with the NBC. The priority date was February 27, 2021. They told us that we are waiting on the processing time and we haven't heard anything since. I tried to call.
Who are you sponsoring?
My son.
How old is he?
He's a married son, 40 years old.
Okay, when did you file the I-130?
In 2011.
Okay. The reason why you haven't heard is the priority date is not current yet. Okay? So if you go to priority dates, which is the visa bulletin, and I'm going to do that for you right now. What country is he in?
Jamaica.
He's in Jamaica. All right. So let's see. He is married son of a U.S. citizen over the age of 21. They're processing cases right now, August 22nd, 2009, meaning that right now people who filed for their married children in August 2009 are going through the process at the National Visa Center. Since you're 2011, you're probably not going to hear from them for about another 2 years.
When I called last year, they told me that it's anytime after the 27th of February 2021 is his priority date.
You just told me it's 2011, and I just looked online, and they're processing 2009. So I don't know what question you asked. I don't know if they understood your question. Listen to me. I don't know what question you asked. I don't know if they understood your question. I don't know if you misinterpreted, they misinterpreted. But let me tell you exactly. The F3 married category, based on the visa bulletin, for the month of February 2022 is up to April 2009. That means if you filed the I-130 visa petition on or before April 2009, they're going to process your son's case. If it's not filed by April 2009, but some date after 2010, 2011, you're going to wait. Fair? No, because your son shouldn't have to wait 15 years to get a green card. You should have to wait 15 years for him. I'm just telling you that's the process, unfortunately.
Yeah, so why did they tell me that the priority date was the 27th of February 2021?
Magic 8 Ball. Eunice wants to know why somebody at the National Visa Center told her wrong information. Does anybody ever get it right there at the National Visa Center when you call them? It's the Magic 8 Ball says it's decidedly so. People give wrong information. It's exactly what the Magic 8 Ball said.
Pretty true.
Why do they do it? I don't know. Why do they give bad information? Not trained well. Don't understand you. Don't care. Some combination of the three.
Yeah, because I called in May of last year and they told me to check my email every month. The priority date can be anytime upward to a year, and it's nearly a year now since they give me that priority date.
Watch this show. I'll give you the right information. Okay, Eunice? Hang in there. Let's go to Jesuita. Jesuita.
Hi.
Did I get that right? Is it Jesuita?
No, Jesucita.
Jesuita.
Yes, Jesucita.
Jesus with an Ida. Jesucita.
Yes.
Jesucita.
Yes, good evening,
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. My question is, when I came here in Florida 2016, I'm holding an R1 visa, and I working in a religious nursing home facility in Florida.
It's quite ironic that your parents named you Jesusita and you ended up in religious occupation. But continue.
Yeah, and then 2019, they apply me for a green card.
The I-360.
Form I-360, and my daughter, she is 19. She is included on that application.
Okay.
And then I got my green card October 2020. And my question is, until now, I did not receive any letter from the USCIS about my daughter.
Did you file an adjustment for your daughter?
No.
That's why. You got to file a separate adjustment application for her.
So what would I do then?
So your daughter's 19 now?
No, she is 19 when I applied the I-360.
Where is she now?
She's in the Philippines.
Okay, so you need to do an I-824 I-824 to transfer the file to the Philippines for your daughter to follow to join you.
So where will I file that one?
With the local office where your application is right now, or at the National Benefits Center. Follow the instructions on the I-824.
But now my daughter is 22 now.
So she may have aged out unless she's under the Child Status Protection Act. So we got to check that out. You may have to refile, start from scratch again. Let's see. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let's go to John in Newark, New Jersey.
Hey, brother, how are you, sir?
How are you?
Good. I've been applying for U.S. citizen since May 2020. Still not an interview yet. When I called the 1-800 number, I follow your show. I think they don't know what they're doing. They say it's a normal process. They say it's about like 20 months.
Which application is this?
U.S. citizen.
For naturalization?
Yes.
It shouldn't be 20 months. So you filed it 20 months ago and you still have not gotten any?
I filed May 2020.
Okay, you still have not received any interview yet? I would be starting to think about a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus at this point. They're taking about 9-10 months. Sometimes people fall off the tracks like you, but for the most part, it's 9, 10, 11 months.
Right.
All right. And as a matter of fact, Biden is trying to make it even go faster. So the only thing, I mean, you can call up the 1-800 number. When you call the 1-800 number, and they, you know what they say? They say, we'll send a notice to immigration.
Right,
then you get a notice back months later saying your case is processing. Basically, all you're doing is pushing paper.
So
nobody's looking at your file.
You're right. 100%.
I know I am.
Listen, I respect you. I respect you a lot because I watch your show a lot. Right. But I call you in December. You say they wait for the new year. Okay. I mean, which is January.
So what I'm saying to you now is that because your citizenship, your naturalization is over 18 months.
It's 20 months.
20 months now. You should be thinking about filing a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus.
So how long that take to?
Well, usually when you threaten a mandamus, you get a result within a matter of a month or two, or less.
Okay.
Okay. Right? Hold on one second.
Okay.
Nicole in Brooklyn.
Hi, Brad. Good night.
Good night.
Yes, I'm calling on behalf of my sister. She had an interview at the Brooklyn office last year, May.
In the Brooklyn office? There is no Brooklyn office.
In the Brooklyn Federal Plaza.
That's New York Federal Plaza, Manhattan.
In May last year, and she haven't anything or received anything.
What was the interview for?
Adjustment of status.
Okay. Was this through a spouse?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, most likely they didn't prove to the satisfaction of the immigration officer that they're in a bona fide marriage. So most likely they're going to get a second interview, which is a Stokes interview, and that's what they're waiting on.
Okay.
So when will that interview come? Should come within 12 months of May, so probably this spring sometime.
Oh, spring?
Yeah,
okay.
my guess. All right?
All right.
And then they're going to be separated. They better be prepared. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Let's go to Donnie in Dallas. Donnie.
Yeah. Uncle Brad?
Yeah.
Okay. Uncle Brad, I had a advance parole that was filed in on October 2020, and I'm still waiting. And right now I need to travel to South Africa with my wife.
Why?
There is an emergency. My father is sick.
Okay. Well, what
So
you can do is you can go down to the local immigration office, bring proof that your father or your relative is extraordinarily sick, bring proof of a plane ticket, and ask them to expedite it. They should be able to do it right there because it's been pending now for over 12 months.
Yes.
All right, but you got to go to the local office and do it and speak to somebody.
Okay, I need to go with my wife.
Go with your wife. Everybody who needs the advance parole, you go with. Bring proof of the bring proof of a plane ticket, and bring proof of the emergency.
Okay, so we need to buy the plane ticket first.
Yes.
To go there.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, because I suppose you're supposed to come with my work authorization, but when the work authorization came out,
you never got the advance parole.
Yeah.
All right. So I would, try to go online and make an appointment. If you can't make an appointment, try to go down there and talk your way into the building with that information.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Lydia in Hartford.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good, how are you?
When I came here with my kid, my spouse and myself, we filed an asylum case as the basis of religion. And after the 1 year, so we got some disputes, so misunderstanding, so we got divorced. And now again, my ex got married to a U.S. citizen, and he canceled the application in his application as a spouse of my name. And so I got the response from the USCIS from you can apply your own asylum application. So now I applied my own asylum application, but on the basis of for domestic violence. My ex used to do like domestic violence on me in India, but not in the USA.
But he's in the USA now.
Yes, he's in USA now.
All right. I would need to review your application.
So
because you're saying you're fearful to go back to India, but the abuser's already in the U.S.
Yeah. So my question is here, is there any there are two different applications, like one is the religion basis and the second one is the domestic. So is there any deportation will be happen based on this?
Maybe it's possible on the domestic violence because you can't demonstrate you have a fear of returning to your home country because your abuser's here. I don't know what the religion aspect is, but I think you need someone to review your whole file and go through it all.
Yeah, and also, I can connect with you. So, and also, when he was here, he abused me. So I called 911 and I got minor report, because I didn't say completely the whole thing because I don't have any support.
Maybe you should be. Well, he was never charged or arrested.
Yeah, they arrested, just a normal arrested, and it was the nominal one because I don't had anyone here to support, so then I didn't say completely the whole abuse and everything which I got in India.
You need help. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Kadeem in Bronx.
Hi, good night, Brad.
How are you?
Yes, I applied for my citizenship. So my question is, would it be a problem if the address on my driver's license is different from the one on my application when I go in for my interview?
Yes. I've seen people denied for that. Change your address.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to John in Bellflower, California.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for my call. I have a question. I came here on an F1 visa, but of course I'm in violation of my visa right now. I have an approved I-130. My mom is a U.S. citizen who filed for me.
When?
I said I came here with
When? Not when did your mom file for you is my question.
Okay, 2016, June of 2016.
So it's approved. You're at the National Visa Center already.
Yes, I'm at the National Visa Center right now, but I'm in the U.S. and I'm in violation.
Right. So you need to do a provisional waiver, go home, and come back.
Oh, should I do it now, or I should wait till National Visa Center?
You have to request permission from the National Visa Center to do it. You file it based on hardship to your mother. Hopefully, it gets approved, and then you process through the National Visa Center the affidavits of support in that order.
Okay, should I do it now?
As soon as you hear from the National Visa Center, that's when you do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Drew from Toronto, Canada.
Hey, Brad, thanks so much. So I'm Canadian. Funny that you're talking about like Bitcoin stuff, I guess. Since I was 18, I've been in crypto world, which has made me fortunate enough to like not need employment. I also didn't go to college, and I'm 23 years old.
Great.
I've been going back and forth to the U.S. On tourist visas since I was 18. I've had one refusal once because I was dumb and I didn't have my passport, and but otherwise I've been fine. On my last trip, I left Canada in April, and I overstayed my 6-month visa by 2 months. Partially because, truthfully, because I made some new friends and all that, but mainly because I got COVID. So now I have a conference that I'm supposed to go to in New York City,
You need to go to the U.S. Embassy and get a visa now, because you're going to get if they know that you stayed in the United States. I assume they're going to. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but if the Border Patrol knows that you were in the United States last time for 8 months because you met some friends and got COVID, that's neither of those are excuses that they're going to listen to. They're going to turn you back. So at this point, to avoid all of those problems, you need to go to the U.S. Embassy and get a visa.
But I like an actual visa, or I'm no longer eligible for a tourist visa.
You're no longer eligible to just show your Canadian passport and say, "Hi, I'm here."
But I can still get like a B1 or a B2.
Yeah. You have to explain why you need it. Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then why you're here, because you don't want to have a problem at the border. I stayed 8 months. I don't intend to do so again. Let me explain to you why. It was circumstances beyond my control. Exactly what you told me.
Okay, but beyond that, because like all sorts of lawyers are trying to get me to do all sorts of crazy, expensive things.
No, just go get the first thing you do is apply for a visitor's visa, and then see what happens from there.
And do you know how long those applications take?
Well, pre-COVID, it was a few weeks. I don't know what the waiting time is to get an appointment at U.S. Embassy in Canada at the moment.
Understood. And then one last thing, as far as transit goes, if I'm flying to Brazil and I transit through the U.S., is that a problem?
If you're not leaving the international area and not going through customs to go get your luggage and put it on another plane, it's not a problem. So if you're staying in the terminal and not leaving and going back through immigration, it's not a problem.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Damien in Shelton, Connecticut.
Hi, good evening, Brad. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm calling on behalf of my mother-in-law. She filed for her kids and grandkids back in 2013 of July.
Where are they?
Jamaica.
Okay.
And since then, NVC has sent her a notice that the file has been in documentary qualified since June 2020.
Right.
And since then, she's been getting extension letters. So one of the grandkids is going to turn 21 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just curious to know if that grandkid would be affected.
It depends on whether the grandkid's under the Child Status Protection Act. The first thing I would do is have your mother-in-law write a letter to the National Visa Center that one of the derivative beneficiaries is going to turn 21, and she doesn't want them to fall off the case, and please expedite the case. And see what they say.
Okay.
All right. That would be my first step. because I don't know if they're under the
Okay.
Child Status Protection Act unless I see the paperwork. Do that first. If they expedite it, great. If they don't, come back to me and I'll tell you step 2.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Let's go to Joy in Los Angeles. Hi, Joy.
Hello?
Joy in Los Angeles.
Hello.
Hi, Joy.
Hello, Brett. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Actually, I got 2 questions. My first question is, I applied for my wife. She already documentary qualified 10 months ago, and my stepson is last week. He also get case approved, so I can still using same sponsor. What I using with my wife, same sponsor. Can I using with my stepson?
As long as they make enough money, why not?
Yeah, enough money. Money.
That's fine. They can
Yeah,
do
because
100 of them if they make enough money.
Yeah, because of it's my document, and then I take
fine.
from my friend document
That's fine.
too.
That's
It's
fine.
Supporting,
That's fine. Yeah.
And my second question is, actually, my wife get 2 years green card or like 10 years green card because
How
I
long have
married
you been
2019.
She's gonna get it. She's gonna get a 10-year green card.
I get 2019 married, and after that I filed for end of the year, and so I didn't know that get still she didn't come yet, so almost like 3 years. So she's
gonna get a 10-year card.
10 years. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right.
You want
Thank
to know
you.
why?
Thank
Because
you.
you've been married for more than 2 years already.
Yeah, already it's like more than 2 years.
Yeah, if you're married
I
more than 2 years, she's
2009.
getting a 10-year card.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, take care.
My pleasure.
Bye, Brad.
All right. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, you could always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You can drop me a DM. I'll try to answer your questions as best as I can. Sometimes I answer them. Sometimes I say, I think you need a consultation. Depends on how specific you are and how specific you need me to be to answer your questions. Sometimes I get questions like, give me a whole story. So what should I do? What should you do? You need a consultation. If you ask me, hey, I got to do blah, 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 blah. Should I fill out this form? I mean, I could get yes or no. So it depends on how you ask the question. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. You follow us on Brad Show Live. You don't like me for 2 hours, but you like Yo-Yo maybe for 2 hours, but not me for 2 hours, and vice versa. But you can handle both of us for 30 seconds. Follow us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. And of course, as we said earlier in the show, you can follow our fastest growing social media platform, TikTok, at Brad Show Live, where we just got 1 million views on one of my videos.
Yeah.
Less than 13 days ago.
We like that.
Yes.
We like that. And you guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And by the way, you want to know what I did that video? Because I do the videos at all random times. And when I have a moment, it's not like I sit down like, okay, this is TikTok time.
Right.
It's just like when I have a moment, I say, okay, I have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'll do some videos. And it's basically the way I do it. It's one and done. However I answer it, I post it. I don't sit there and wherever I am in my life. I was waiting for my trainer at the gym. She was late, and I'm like, all right, I'll just...
Good thing she was late.
Yeah, I'm in the waiting room of the gym, so I'm like, all right, blah, 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 blah. And who knew that was going to be 1 million views, right?
Wow, love it.
Yeah. All right, and later in the show, we're going to hear the second part of Yonathan's discussion with entrepreneur and author Saloua Ibaline. Saloua Ibaline. Excuse me. About her immigration story coming from Morocco to Belgium, then to the United States, where she eventually gained her citizenship.
And in this edition of Immigration Love Story, we hear about musical theater composer Jamie Lozano and his wife Florenzia journey from Mexico to America.
You have a bonus track on your album, Hecho para Amarte. Well, let me tell you about their love story. Okay, I remember it. Okay, he's a very famous composer, and he was here on an O visa. And as a matter of fact, he's a protege of Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he was separated from his wife, and he almost gave up the United States, but was able to get the O visa and then be able to get married to his wife, bring his wife here, and they both adjusted their status and got their green cards. And he is on his way to composing for many successful future Broadway shows. That was their immigration love story.
Love it. Happily ever after.
In Cliff Note version.
Pink Monkey.
Yes. And here it is. Let's see how correct I was.
You have a bonus track on your album, Hecho para Amarte, which in English means I was made to love you. And that is a love letter to your wife. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Now we know you love her, but tell us a little bit more.
I mean, to be honest, I think my wife was the reason why we came back to New York City. I don't think that without her, I think that I could be still in Mexico, like teaching in the university or doing something else. So when I met her, this was actually the first song that I wrote to her. And this song was actually, we danced to this song in our wedding. Because I think that's my most important collaboration. I told you before, musical theater is about collaboration, but doing musical theater with your wife, with your family, it's like the pinnacle of a collaboration, you know, being at home and being able to work with her. That's something, actually something the boundaries about husband and wife and composer, singer are very blurry. You never know who you are at the moment, no? But I'm very glad that I found her, and that's one of the reasons because I'm today in this country. And when we decided to stay in January, back in 2016, a few weeks later, we realized that we were pregnant. So at the moment was, oh no, we have to go back to Mexico because we're pregnant. How are we gonna do to pay all the, and we decided to stay. And I mean, the health program was very, very, very nice with us. And we were able to have this now 4 years old, beautiful son born here in New York City. And we are a family of artists in New York City, like just struggling every day, but trying to make it.
You ever think about, wow, imagine if we went back to Mexico, what different life I would have had?
I think everything in life is about decision. You decide something. It's maybe the decision was wrong, but the fact that you're deciding is always right.
Right. Your freedom.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel very blessed to be able to be here because of our decisions, or my decisions.
So let's listen to a clip of Hecho para Amarte.
Tanto te busqué que yo pensé que eras ficción y me conformé con verte en mi imaginación. Hoy que estás frente a mí, no quiero dejarte ir, no. Hoy sé bien que eres tú esa razón y la música a encontrarte me ayudó. Cada nota, cada paso en el ayer me confirma lo que sé. Fui hecho para amarte y tu corazón oír cantar y abrazarte y así juntos recorrer cada momento.
All right, Yo-Yo, was I close on their love story?
You were right on.
I don't know if it was right on, but I was
feel
pretty
like
close.
You were right. I think you were right on.
I was pretty close.
You gave us great cliff notes.
Yes, and Melanie Abiola Aline also remembers this story. It was very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but I remembered it.
Yeah.
All right, so Yo-Yo's been scouring, right? Scouring the comments.
I have.
For issues, problems, concerns. Let's do it in social media chicken.
All right, first one comes from Niak, Facebook VIP member. I'm currently a J1 visa holder. I'm married to an American and will be married 2 years this June. I'm planning to start the status change in July. The problem is he owes child support and also had some problems with the law. My question is, should I file independently or should I seek legal aid? Would appreciate your advice.
Whenever you're filing with immigration, anybody has some problems with the law and child support issues, you better get an attorney. Not legal aid, an attorney.
Yes. All right, Akif Varani, a VIP Facebook member. Follow up from yesterday's birth certificate question. The relatives that will give affidavits are a U.S. citizen, the cousins, and an Indian citizen brother. Do they have to give any identification proof with the affidavit, or just the notarized affidavit will work?
You have to give proof that you are a permanent resident or U.S. citizen. So I don't know who this Indian citizen is. It has to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident to give an affidavit of support. If you're saying the gentleman is Indian descent and is an American, then let him show his passport. If you're saying guy lives in India, you can't give an affidavit of support. So I don't know what he means by Indian citizen.
All right. Abdimudalib Salad on YouTube. I have a pending I-751 ROC. I want to file an N-400. Do I need to add my I-797C, which is the biometric refuse letter, or the I-797 notice of action for the
I-797 notice.
Okay. Chitty Chilakama.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
That is my movie.
That is your movie?
Well, not really, but
No.
my uncle forced us to watch it as kids.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I love you.
Oh my goodness.
I remember that as a kid too.
My family in
Yes.
Oregon would go crazy right now. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Thanks a lot, Dubfish.
Yes.
All right. Chitty.
This is not Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Bang Bang.
Okay.
Chitty Chilakama.
Yes.
M on YouTube. I had applied for Asylum the first time as family-based. We got divorced. Then I applied for Asylum again with only my name. Will that be a cause for deportation?
Yes, you can't apply for asylum twice in a different name and think you're going to get away with it.
Okay, Daryl Winnabout on YouTube. If a spouse who's a citizen and has a sponsor who made above $22,000 the first 3 years, but on the fourth year due to COVID, she made below $20,000, can that person still be a sponsor or a joint sponsor if needed?
You probably not the best one, but it depends on the circumstances. Did she get her job back? Is she working now?
Teresa Snaith on YouTube. If I have a conditional green card, can I petition for my child who's unmarried and 24 years old and graduated a year and 8 months now and is an OPT extension?
Absolutely.
Sophia Parker on YouTube. I have had my 2-year green card for a year now, and my husband, citizen, has been cheating on me repeatedly. Is there any way we can separate? I petitioned for my 10-year.
Yes, there's no law that says you have to stay in an unhappy marriage with a cheater repeatedly. So you can get divorced from him and you can complete your case on your own and prove it was a bona fide marriage at the time you got your green card and for some period of time after you got your green card, but the man's a cheater and you had to leave him. It's perfectly fine.
Senior Design Edition on YouTube. I'm an F1 category. I'm unmarried. I have a child over 21 who's a U.S. citizen, and my PD is 2016. I have a son who is turning 20 in May. Can I put him down as a derivative?
Yes.
Audrey Ellis on YouTube. What jobs can a boss petition for someone?
Any job in which there is a skill or an unskilled that's in short supply in the United States of America that you can prove that you tried to find an American and were unable to do so.
All right, and last one, Burrell Eris on Facebook. If I-130 was denied after additional evidence was requested, and it's been about 2 years ago, can the case still be appealed, or should a new petition be done?
New petition. You have 30 days to do an appeal.
All right.
All right, so Saloua Ibaline. Let's do this again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Saloua Ibaline.
There we go.
See, I didn't meet her.
Yeah.
So she's a lovely woman. I just didn't meet her.
She is.
Yes. You were jealous in my ear, but I told you how to pronounce her name. I go, I know. I'm still screwing it up. Saloua Ibaline is a certified business and life coach and author of the stories of immigrant women entrepreneurs in the United States of America. Yonathan spoke with Saloua about her immigration story coming from Morocco to Belgium to the United States. We heard the first part of her journey yesterday. Today we will hear how she eventually gained U.S. citizenship. Let's watch.
Hey, Brad Squad. Yonathan Elias here with Saloua Ibaline, the certified business coach, marketing expert, and author of the recently published book, The Stories of Immigrant Women Entrepreneurs in the United States of America. Saloua, how you doing? I love your name,
I'm
by the way.
good.
I love
Thank you.
your name. Thank you for joining us today. So what was the story about you immigrating to the USA?
I knew that after the English school, I had to go to college if I needed to stay in the country. I didn't really care much for college, but I knew this was the only way to have a couple of years to figure out my next move. The problem with college is that it costs a lot of money. And again, I was working bartending a couple of nights and I was really struggling. So I met this one girl. She's also from Belgium and she did the same thing as me, except she moved to LA. And we connected in New York. And she was there 5 years before me. So she had already her papers. But at that point, she got a scholarship from NYU. And they were giving her, I think, $25,000 or something. And they actually gave her the money on the bank account. So she said, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to apply for college. Now, I tried to apply to so many colleges and they wouldn't take me because I didn't have a GPA, I think, yeah?
A GPA. So for anybody who's watching who doesn't know what a GPA is, so it's a grade point average. So it's an average of your classes together.
So I didn't have a GPA to say, and I didn't know I should have said I don't have one. Instead, in the paperwork, they said I had 0 GPA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we don't have GPA in Europe. It's like, sorry. So they basically said, you don't have a GPA, you have 0 GPA. Normally, I should have never said anything. I should have just applied as a new student. But instead, I didn't do that. I just brought my paperwork. It was just a whole mess. I didn't know. So finally, what happened is I found another school that had an immigration department for international students. And that was another college I found in New York City. So what happened with my friend is that she said, okay, in order to get into school, we needed to get at least $10,000 on a bank account to prove that I could support myself as a student in New York. So she said, I'm going to transfer the money from my scholarship into your bank account. And then you're going to present that to the school. And then when you get that, you transfer the money back into my bank account. So you see, that's trust right there. I could have just taken the money and go with. But instead I did just that. I was like, I can't believe this working. So I'll go back to Belgium. And then I go to the embassy in Brussels and I have an extensive interview. Why do you want to be in the US? Why do you want to go to blah, blah, blah. And then you have to say that you want to learn the culture, learn English, and then come back and apply this in Belgium. And so after my interview, I'm like, I'm never going to get this. And then I sat in the room and then they called my name and they give me my passport back. It's like, thank you, have a good day. I didn't open the passport. I leave the embassy and you know, they search you, they put powders in your hand. It's like this whole thing. And I get out of the embassy and then I randomly look at my passport. I'm like, I hope I got a year. And you know how long they gave me?
How many?
5 years.
Wow.
And when I got this, I was like, oh. I was so excited and at the same time terrified because I didn't know how to pay for college. So I'm super excited. I come back to New York. I go to school. And the first mistake I made, which I didn't know until way later, is that I actually lived in New Jersey and I went to college in New York, which I paid a lot of money for out of state.
Out of state.
And I was right there. I could have just moved here or go to college in New Jersey. I didn't know it. You have all the out-of-state taxes, out-of-state everything.
Horrible.
Crazy. And then the other thing is international students pay almost 3 times as what a regular American student would pay for tuition. That's a lot of money. So without the right to work. And then the third mistake I made, they purposely gave me the schedule, and I didn't know this, that my schedule, if it was a different schedule, so morning or afternoon, you paid $900 a month difference. They gave me the higher one. Yes, I found this later, and I was trying to send out letters, but nobody cared. And then another thing they did is they put me at level 1 English to get an extra semester into my studies, which I fought back. And I finally got rid of that extra semester. And I was already 2 years in the US and I was with the basic level English. I don't want to be in this level. So I repassed the exam and they removed. But I think all of this is like, because to me, they were trying to take money out, as much money as they could. Mm-hmm. And then another thing is that they never asked me how I paid for school. So what I did, honestly, I've done all the job, you name it. I worked at coffee shops, bodegas. I even sold cars. I did nannies. I did everything I could. All of that while I was building my business as a coach. So I got certified as a life coach and certified as a business coach. And it's a very difficult business because we have to build an audience. You have to build trust. You have to build credibility. It takes a while. And then I actually belly dance my way up. What I mean by that is when I was so broke, I'm walking on the street in Manhattan and I see a restaurant And this woman, white woman, I'm sorry to say, she was like blonde, blue eyes, and she was shimmy in the restaurant. And people were throwing money. Yes. And I was like, this is my culture. I know how to do this. And I'm like, why didn't I think of this? So I was like, oh my God, this really opened up my eyes. So I grabbed newspaper and I looked at all the Arab restaurant, Greek, anything. And I called them and I said, hey, can I come and audition for free? I'll dance for you for free. And they said, yes. I had $200 on a card. I ordered a costume from Brussels. I told my sister, you have to buy this and send it to me. So she sent me this orange costume, which was ugly. And I wore this with a fake ponytail. And then I was like, we are going to do this. And then I got the job. I ended up doing this for almost 4 to 5 years with my cocktail waitress job. And I did almost 300 shows per year. That's how busy I got. Yeah, I worked with a Jordanian singer who was taking me on all the weddings. People love the weddings. So then I learned more and more. And yeah, I was doing pool parties, Indian weddings. The Indians, they love me. And that really saved me because I was able to pay for college and my papers and my rent and all of that. So eventually, 2012, I graduated with a business degree. I brought my mom here. And then I never really worked for corporate America, except I started my own business right away.
Woof, that's a story.
So fast forward, after I graduated from college, there was this woman who got me a job when I was just got to the US in the restaurant. She was one of the partner of the restaurant I was working at. And she was really amazing. And they were really wealthy and influential people in New Jersey. So when the time came of my visa to end, I contacted her and I said, look, my visa is going to end this year and I really need help. Can we talk? And she said, okay, come to my office. I was terrified. So I go from New York to New Jersey. Basically, what I was asking her is to sponsor me for my green card. And then she looked at me. She said, you deserve it. She said, but you have to follow my conditions. And her condition was I had to use her own attorney. And then she said, you have to move in one of her apartments. So I accepted the deal. I moved to New Jersey. I remember her apartment was $1,200 in 2010. And I didn't have enough between college and working. And I was like, I was really struggling. So I got a roommate and we did that. And then I used her attorney. And it cost thousands and thousands of dollars for my papers, you know. But eventually I got my green card. And in 2014, it was November 3rd, 2014, this is when I became an American citizen.
Wow.
It was a long journey. It took me almost 10 years, you know.
All right, so tomorrow we're going to hear the last part of Saloua's journey and her book, The Stories of Immigrant Women Entrepreneurs in the United States of America.
All right.
All right, we have 9 immigration questions left. We have a speed round to do, Yo-Yo. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
I got a prima facie. Can I apply for a travel document?
You need an adjustment to apply for a travel
Deported from the USA in 2018. I have a 10-year bar without criminal records. Can I apply for a visa to return?
Yes, but you'll be denied.
How long does USCIS take to respond to an I-130 service request?
120 days to 120 years.
How long does NBC take to change case categories?
120 days to 120 years.
I have children under 16. How long after I'm married will they be admitted to the U.S.?
120 days to 120 years.
Can I change from an adjustment of status to VAWA case while it's pending?
Yes.
How long does it take for a child filing a green card for a parent to get approval?
About a year to 18 months.
Can your partner file for you if he's living in another state?
No, you have to live
Can
together.
the spouse of an H-1B visa get a work permit?
Yes.
We've been getting it right on the dot. I'm saying.
I feel like it seems like the whole world's on fire right now, Yo-Yo. I don't know, but I feel like the whole world is on fire.
All right, you guys. Did we get it or not?
I feel burned. Ian says yes.
They're saying, okay.
But I pay Ian's salary, so he's biased. All right, we gotta ask the squad if we got it.
Squad, did we get
Ian
it?
says he's biased too.
Squad, did we get it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Dawn Harriet saying boom, we blew up.
But Kara Anderson's like
giving the balloons.
Balloons. So.
All right, it was very close.
It was very close.
Very close. Sasha says we got it.
Okay.
All right. All right, we got it.
All right.
You reached the finishing line. Elizabeth Francis says we did it.
There we go.
All right, comments of the day. Some of those questions are ridiculous. Like, I got married. When are my kids going to get here? Like,
all right, y'all.
All
the
right.
first comment of the day. Jamie Barra saying, Brad is like the Brad Pitt of immigration lawyers. Thanks for all that you do. Ooh, Brad Pitt.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like him, the way he thinks that, Jamie Barra.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
All right.
He's a smart man, that guy.
That guy's smart.
I'm going to keep my eye on him.
Yeah. All right. Second comment of the day. Melanie Abiola Allen saying, blessings to you, Uncle Brad, Yo-Yo, and all my squaddies. Enough love. Glad to be here on the best immigration show in the world. Y'all log in. It's fun and you're learning at the same time, solving all of your immigration problems.
There you got it.
Melanie be coming up with some great comments of the day.
Yes. I like it.
Marge Higgs for our third one.
She have to say.
She's talking about your TikTok, saying 1 million views for the immigration guru. This is what happens when you know your craft and don't act daft. Ooh, she's over here rhyming. This is what happens when you know your craft and don't act daft.
Jay Rhymes getting a run for his money. Getting his run from his money from Mark
coming
Higgs.
for you.
But I like the way she thinks too.
Yes.
Yes.
And our last one. Burrell Aris saying, this show sure has come a long way. I remember when we had to share. Now the Brad Show is in the big league. This is so awesome.
That is right. Remember we used to scream, share.
We wouldn't even start the show.
Yeah. By the way, I know we could never get through a show without somebody saying, hey, how can I get in contact with you? And I just saw it right now. Teresa Carey, how can I get in contact with you to set up a consultation? At the bottom of our screen for the last 2 hours, our number has been running across it. It says call Spar and Bernstein for a consultation at 1-800-529-5465.
Yes.
See you tomorrow on Thursday. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm, located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.